In South Africa, there are many inspirational men and women. And here on Movers and Shakers, you'll have the opportunity to get inside their heads. My name is Vusi Zion, and I'm on a quest to understand the path to success through the life stories of Mzansi's real visionaries.
He looks to me like a very gentle teddy bear. And he comes across that way. But inside George is a rod of steel.
It can be tough because he wants us to do the right thing all the time.
He's an extremely passionate man and very focused on his business.
I've heard him on many occasions say to people, I will die for this brand.
If a man hasn't found a cause to die for, he's not fit for living.
We have in South Africa a brand that is the largest non-American fried chicken franchise in the world. And at its head is one man, George Sambonos. George Sambonos is the son of a Greek immigrant whose success today is a far cry from the poor working class upbringing he experienced. There are over 245 stores nationwide that employ a staff of 5,000 and sell a staggering 400,000 chickens each month, with an annual turnover of 1.3 billion rand. Did you always think you'd be right here?
No, I thought in the beginning I'd have 10 shops. When I told my father, he said, if you've got 10 franchises and your mother's store, you'll be the richest Greek in South Africa. When I started in 1968, we used to sell Southern fried chicken, and that's how we started.
And this store was obviously your father's store.
What my father's store, it was opposite Uncle Charlie's. It was called the Dairy Den.
Yeah. His passion for chicken is matched only by his commitment to his shop, a quality instilled in him by his father at an early age.
If you brought up in a cafe, for example, like I was, that shop is your whole life. And everybody works in the shop, and you get taught you must respect the shop. So we worked in the store from 7 years old.
Tell me now, briefly, about your relationship with your dad.
It was tough. He was a role model in that he liked things precise, and that's always a good thing to have. But he was tough. And one day I was carrying 5 glasses with milkshakes, and the moisture sometimes makes it slip. The middle one slips out. Yeah. And when the glass fell and broke, he took one of those carving knives, we cut the sandwiches, and he threw it at me, and it stuck into the skirting.
Wow.
Yeah. But for me, going away was not an option. It made me that I feared nothing.
In order to step out from his father's shadow, George needed a big idea, and that's when he began his quest for the perfect fried chicken recipe.
Well, I was going to the United States every year, and I would go down the street and maybe eat at every shop I saw. And I knew what the taste was that I wanted, and I could understand the differences between the chains. Sometimes I'd sit in a store for 3-4 hours and look at them cooking. Once I even called the police because they thought I was casing out the joint. I was going to rob them. Well, I got the recipe that I wanted and then came back. And I started selling my chicken to the customers instead of my father's chicken, and he was not aware of it. The turning point came when my daughter was born in '78, and I needed a little bit more money. And I went to the old man and said, I know you don't like to share, but can't I have 5% of the profits? And he said, me and you, we don't share. If you don't like it, go. I'll bring my nephew Manoli from Bloemfontein. And I'd worked so hard, and I thought, I can't give up.
He would have to fight his father for a share of the business, even if it meant going behind his back and renegotiating the lease without his knowledge.
My father came back from holiday in Greece, put on his suit, his tie, to go and renew the lease. And when he got there, they said, sorry, we've given the lease to George. He said, I'll kill him. I thought, oh, my wife even told me we're going to get killed.
By your father?
Yeah, this was a major thing. You don't go and take a person's lease. It's a major step. But for me, at that stage, that shop was so important. I was even prepared to die for it.
The family feud was eventually resolved and the two reconciled. Before he died, he gave his son his blessing, paving the way for George to open the first store of what would become the Chicken Licken Empire. The secret to the success of George Sambonis isn't just a great recipe. It was who he decided to sell it to, working-class black people. But even George didn't realize how popular his chicken would become.
I didn't realize how strong it was until one day I chased away a lot of soccer players because they were misbehaving at my first store at Ridgeway. And 2 weeks later they came back and said, please George, just serve us and we won't make trouble here anymore.
And just like that, you knew?
I knew.
Yeah.
When they came back after 2 weeks, I knew.
Today, the brand is 31 years old, making it one of South Africa's longest-standing homegrown brands. But was this all achieved just by pure hard work?
He lives, breathes, sleeps, eats, drinks Chicken Licken. And its success is evident of that.
Hard work, well, it doesn't appear hard work if you're having fun, is going to work every day. It's not important where you come from, firstly. What is important is that you know where you want to go. And you keep on walking. By walking, I mean keep on fighting and persevering to get where you are.
He likes everything to be organized. When things go wrong, he gets extremely cross. But it's because he cannot understand why you are not as passionate as he is. He looks after you in every way, and he expects you to be as passionate as he is.
In this business, as long as you're doing the right thing, then you'll succeed. But if you try to do your own things, or maybe like we've got recipes and we've got our package, everything, but if you try to change all that, then it means you're not doing the right thing.
What is the future now? Because surely you've come to a point where you have to start considering legacy.
I have set a goal, another 7 years. So eventually I'm going to start giving away pieces to other people.
That's fantastic. Yeah. To George, that translates to giving franchising opportunities to some of his loyal staff members. One of those pieces I'm thinking you'll be giving away is to your daughter Chantel, who works in the business.
Yeah.
And just like George, Chantel also grew up fearing her father.
I would say I did fear my dad in the younger times. But I think that being said, it's built my character, it's built who I am. I stand up for myself. And I think in the day and age that we live in, it's good for girls to be strong. And I definitely feel that I am the person I am today because of the way my father brought me up and in the strong household I was brought up into. And I also think we have certain morals and ethics in our family that have endured due to the fact that we've continued with that line of upbringing in our family.
From father to son to daughter, the Sambonis family legacy is long and enduring. It's one that all South Africans can enjoy to this day in franchises all over the country. But how does George Sambonis want to be remembered? Would you call yourself a mover and shaker?
I think mover and shaker is maybe a politician's.
What would be more appropriate to describe you?
Just a passionate Greek boy from Boysens.